Our doors are opening. Good morning. Hi, Linda. How are you? Give it a second for our doors to get open here. And then we will get started. Here we go. Hello, Robert. I see faces I know. Good morning. Give it just a moment here and we'll get started. Good morning. Good morning. Excited to see everybody today. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. And as always, we send out the recording to those who don't get in on time or miss it. And I think everyone really appreciates that. If I don't know you, my name is Candace Swick. I'm the marketing director here at Westminster Village. And this is Tuesday mornings Village Chat. And we're so happy you're with us. It took a turn from last week when it was beautiful outside. And the true Indiana late winter is back. So yeah, I always say, like, don't get used to it. Just take it as a treat and know that it's just not really real. Anyways, we're so excited you're with us. We're doing this series on the 8 dimensions of wellness. Not only the dimensions, but how are they implemented here at Westminster Village? And I'm really excited today to have Justin Cloud. He is the Live Well Center manager with us.
Thank you.
So that's exciting to have him here with us. And he's also going to be a part of our wellness event that we have later on this month at the end of this, which is what kind of the whole series is about, just to bring some education and some enlightenment. So I wanted to recap. So last week, Jill Hunt, our wellness navigator and expert here on site with the village, shared with us what the 8 dimensions of wellness are and went over all of them in detail and kind of how they can overlap, how they work, the history of them, like where they came from. It's not something that's Westminster. It's actually a science that is backed by a lot of research and study since the 1970s, we learned. So to recap them, we have physical, social, intellectual, vocational, emotional, environmental, health, and health services. And obviously a lot of these would overlap. You wouldn't just approach like, okay, I'm going to fill that bucket today and I'm going to do this. Actually, a lot of them are going to overlap with each other. And that's how you get the most, robust, well life. So Justin, let's go back and just start at the beginning with you. Tell us about yourself. Like, what do you do? Where'd you come from?
Yeah.
Tell us about what you do down there at the Live Well Center and how you came to do it.
So first, everyone, thank you for having me come in. So my name is Justin, Live Well manager. I got into this, I graduated from IU with a degree in exercise science. Then from there, I went on and worked at another long-term care facility. Prior to that, I had never worked with this population before. So went into it with the mindset of, I'm going to make the best of it and try to enjoy as much of it as I can. And I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I ever would. The group of people that I worked with, just this age group, they're a lot of fun to be with. There's never really a dull day working with them. They're just so much fun to be with. Especially with kind of where we're at and what we do. They want to get better. They don't want to come down and they're not like a normal 30-year-old or 40-year-old where they're just there to exercise just because they want to, look good in a bathing suit or look good for their vacation pictures. They want to get better because they know that if they don't, they're going to be hurting down the road. Mm-hmm. So that makes it even more fun to work with them. So after working there, I came over here and started out as the Live Well manager, and I've been here for going on 2 years now.
You came right after I did.
Mm-hmm, yep. So what I do down in Live Well is I'll help organize and function our group exercise classes, make sure all those are going steady. We offer several different classes that range from very low intensity, chair-based exercises, to some more moderate intensity, and then some higher intensity classes as well. We also teach a class called Rock Steady Boxing, or offer that program. It's geared for people with Parkinson's. They did a study and found that boxing is the #1 most athletic sport that there is. So they try to take that and implement it into an exercise program for people with Parkinson's, and have had really great results with it. It's kind of known that there is no cure for Parkinson's, and Brock City Boxing is, if it's not the cure, it's probably the closest thing out there to it. A lot of people, through working on strength, endurance, power, all of that, have really improved those symptoms, and made their progression less in the disease.
I've heard that from so many
Yeah, it's
talking about how glad they are they're in the class,
yeah,
because they've seen their symptoms either diminish or not get any worse.
yeah, and if that's the worst that happens, is they just stay right where they're at, then hey, we'll take that any day. Outside of that, we also have a pool and down there as well. We offer as well as just our regular fitness center. We have personal training as well as physical therapy and occupational therapy that we offer as well. So just trying to help make sure that those are organized and running well and functioning properly. It's kind of just the day-to-day, as well as working on big picture items like our event that we're having on March 30th. So that's a little bit about me. So from there.
Well, thank you for that, very thorough. So when you said the pools, we don't just have a pool.
Yeah, we got 2 pools.
We have 2 pools,
And they're pretty cool.
and they're way a step above a normal pool. The therapy pool has a lazy river in it. I mean,
we do. Yes. So we do have 2 pools. One's a lap pool, 3 different lanes. Then a lot of people like to use that for water walking. We offer aquasize in there as well. So we have a couple of classes that can be done there. And 2, people can do personal training sessions in there as well, and therapy sessions as well. And then we do have a warm water therapy pool. So there's one side where it has jets on there. Most people like to use that just to kind of sit and relax, which is all right. And then we do have a lazy river on there, so you can get the jets going, and you can use that for water walking as well. So
resistance.
So turn the jets on to walk against the current for added resistance, or walk with the current for less resistance, and help improve that. And then there was also a study done recently where they found that by people just sitting in warm water, it actually helps increase blood flow. It helps reduce swelling in joints. It helps relieve a lot of that unnecessary pain and tension that you might feel in those aggravated areas. So there's a lot of benefits to those outside of just
maybe that's why I love my hot tub so much.
Probably.
Could be why.
Probably.
We should also add that the art center, the art studios are down in the Live Well Center, because it's not just exercise, it's living well. And there's a game area with ping pong and pool and stuff like that. And then I would be remiss if I didn't tell everybody that if you follow us on Facebook every Wednesday, the Wellness Wednesday, that's Justin. I mean, I make it pretty and I post it up.
You do the things that I'm not able to or wouldn't be great at, but yes, we do.
But that's you too. So you also are writing those Wellness Wednesdays and doing those series as well. So you're a pretty busy guy.
I try to be.
So in reviewing the 8 dimensions of wellness, what are some direct and indirect ways that they are supported by the Live Well Center? I mean, we were talking about this. The most obvious is the physical,
of course.
But there's more to it than that, and they overlap. So can you tell us about how does that actually get impacted there?
So through Live Well, we can touch base on pretty much all the dimensions of wellness. Vocational, maybe not, but
but if you're working in the art center,
and
you're working for the foundation,
that's right,
to create stuff. I'm just throwing that out there.
That's right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But down at Live Well, obviously the physical, of course, but the social, the intellectual, our group exercise classes that we have, they just love to chit chat with each other. I almost think that that's just why they come to the classes, just to talk with each other, which is of course great and all. And with that, there's been many times where I've had people who come into one of my classes who's never been there before, who's a new resident. Maybe somebody just grabbed them and pulled them to come into this class. And then right after that, boom, 3 of them, 4 of them go off and go get coffee together. So like they're already having those friendships clicking right away. And then from there, it just grows and grows. And then with that too, there's also the intellectual dimension. So again, there's been shown that through social interaction, as we get older, it does help with the intellectual abilities and helps reduce symptoms or the early onset of Alzheimer's. It helps with reducing depression and anxiety. So helps relieving some of that extra tension and stress. Then, also there's with emotional, through exercise, through social interaction, there is, release of endorphins. So those feel good hormones of, feeling accomplishment. So going out, and I went and exercised at, 8:30 this morning. And then, Candace and I, we went and got coffee together afterward and hung out for a little bit. And, so there's more than just coming down to live well, just to exercise. And then I'm off to my apartment. We do a lot. Yeah.
Well, and in health services.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because it's helping you get well,
Mm-hmm.
helping you stay healthier longer. So that technically would fall under that.
Right.
So
yeah,
honestly,
we really do.
And then you know what? If they're using one of our cups to get water when they're down there, it's environmental. So really you have all the dimensions in the Live Well Center.
We try to do what we can.
Ha. And we should say that for those who attend the wellness event coming up at the end of the month, they will receive one of your new water bottles.
That's right.
That will, after the event, be for sale.
That's right. That's right.
So if you attend, you'll get one of those new water bottles. So, and we put a lot of thought into selecting them, and they're just making sure that we're really on a strong push to make the village green. And it's little things like that, like this, a hot cup. This is a hot or cold cup. I keep water in it, but a hot cup, instead of encouraging people to purchase one of these, which then helps us purchase more, and it saves money and waste.
Working on that environmental.
Right.
dimension.
So you're not wasting all of the styrofoam in the cups.
That's right.
Down at the coffee station.
That's right.
So we talked about how they overlap. How would you say, before we talk about the wellness event coming up, if someone, you don't have to live at the village to utilize the Live Well Center. A lot of folks who don't live here come to the wellness center. How do they get started? Like, what is the process? What do they do? Just walk in?
So they can come in. We'll just need them to fill out a few liability and member information forms. We'll get them set up with a membership, and then from there, they're a member of Live Well. If somebody comes in who has no idea what they're doing in a fitness center, we do offer an equipment orientation. So that's a free 1-hour session with myself. I'll go through, show how to use all the equipment, demonstrate how to do the movements properly. And then from there, they have a pretty good understanding or general understanding of what they're able to do down there. And then, of course, if they have any questions, throughout time, then we're more than welcome to help them out with that. Also, people we'll give them tours to show them the whole fitness center. They really enjoy seeing everything, our group exercise classroom as well. And of course, the pool. I mean, they see pictures of the pool, but it doesn't really do justice for how nice it is in there, which is
It's warm too.
It's very warm in there.
So I love that part. I'm always cold.
Yeah.
Now I don't, year round, I don't want my swimming water cold in the summer. I mean, unless it's like 80 and up. Yeah. So it's just very nice in there. I love when I get to go show it to people, or if I'm just, walking around the village, just pop in there and it's like, oh,
especially on a day like today.
Yes.
Go outside and then go in there real quick, warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not hot, it's just comfortable. And also you offer one-on-one training, right?
Yes.
That people can purchase in packages. Is that
Right.
how I
Yep.
understand it?
Right. So we do personal training. We sell packages, 10 sessions for $200. So those sessions are 30 minutes long. They'll meet one-on-one with one of our personal trainers. They'll do an assessment, a consultation, just to kind of figure out what their goals are, physically where they at that point in time, and then they'll create a personalized exercise program for them. And then they'll meet once a week, twice a week, however often that client wants, and then we go from from there, and hopefully keeping them in personal training. That's one thing that's really nice about personal training is that almost like it's accountability buddy. You know, if you're working out on your own, you know, I don't feel like going today. I'm tired. The weather's crappy out. You know, whatever it might be. I'm guilty of it too. There's times I come up with excuses for myself to not exercise, but having that personal trainer there, somebody who is counting on you being there, definitely, you know, kind of forces you to, not forces you, but makes
It
you want to.
encourages you,
It
yeah, and
definitely
you spend
encourages
money
you.
on it.
That's too. Yep.
You know, I know if I spend money on something, it's different. I'm committed. I put my wallet there.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. And we should also mention, for those who are watching who are depositors to move into the village, waiting to move in, they do get a discount.
Right.
To come to the Live Well Center. So if you haven't taken advantage of it, please do. All you need to do is bring in your membership card that you received when you signed up, you know, to deposit to move into Westminster at some point. You just take that and go down and see your team, and they'll get you all set up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
50% discount.
that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
What is the monthly cost?
65.
65. Pretty good.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about, before we go over to Stephanie and close out for the day, just briefly I'm excited about this wellness event. So just so you know, when you come to this event, it's not just sitting back and watching. This is participatory. So you're going to get to participate in different things in the village, from brain boot camp to meditation with Chaplain Laura, to an art experience with Rachel. You know, just it's hands-on stuff. So you dress comfortable, and of course there'll be healthy snack food. I think Stacy's doing up some smoothie recipes and some healthy stuff there. So what is yours going to be?
Without giving too much away, we are going to be doing some group exercise classes or some instructions. Again, just to kind of touch on how there's more involved than just the physical aspect of Live Well. You know, there is that social interaction, there is that intellectual interaction as well. There's, you know, multiple different things that we can touch on outside of just, hey, this is how you walk on the treadmill. Hey, this is how you do different balance exercises.
So it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun.
We're gonna make it fun.
You'll have, so the event itself you'll have about 20 minutes with each of these sessions, and then there will be some booths you can just visit to gather information. But yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I wish that we could do it again and let all of us go.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking forward to it, all the stuff that I'm helping put together. So we're excited. Thank you so much, Justin.
Thank you.
I appreciate you giving your time. I know you're super busy. All right. We will, we're going to, Paulette, I see your question. We're going to go over to Stephanie, and then we'll come back and let Justin answer that question for you. Okay. And then anybody else who has questions, go ahead and throw those in there now. Stephanie, you've got some updates for us.
Good morning, everyone. The pub is now open on weekends and for lunch. They actually have a new menu. So check out our website under dining, and you can check out that menu and join us. I guess that's the other spectrum of wellness. It's coming to a pub. There are some good meals in there that you could get and then go work off in the pub. Also be on the lookout for the March 30th Dimensions of Wellness event that Candace and Justin have been talking about. It'll be either on Facebook or in your mail. And, you know, wear something comfy, like Candace said, and join us for that event and experience Westminster and all it has to offer. And lastly, and always, if you like Village Chat, Westminster Dining, Live Well, anything that we have here, leave us a review on Google or Facebook. If you need directions on how to do that, please reach out to Candace or myself or Trisha, and we'd be happy to help you. We appreciate your support. That's it.
Thank you, Stephanie. All right, so Paulette had a question for us, and this is cool because we just posted about these recently on social media. She's asking you to talk about the walking sticks, and is there a class for that?
Okay, so the walking sticks that she's talking about are called urban pulling. So We don't have an actual class for that. However, we have done periodically done more of an instructional class where I'll organize it. Might be once a month or just kind of periodically, just to kind of get the word out a little bit about them, spark some more interest in them. If you're not sure what they are, they're very similar to trekking poles that you would see for people going on long hikes or something. But they have these little ledges that stick out. So they'll be on the outside part of your hand. And that's called the activator. And what that does is, for those of you that are sitting at home, if you have a desk or something in front of you, you just press down on the table. You can feel your core getting tight. You can feel your chest engaged, your back as well,
Oh,
your
that's
shoulders.
interesting.
Yeah. So just by simply doing that, you're engaging those muscles. So when you're walking with them, you don't,
Wow.
you don't like squeeze onto it like you would like a regular walking stick. You have a loose grip and you're using those activators as kind of your grip to hang on to. And that's what you use to push off whenever you're walking. And what those will do is it helps increase muscle activation while you're walking. So if you go out and you walk a mile, that's about 1,800 steps. That's 900 different muscle contractions that are happening at that time. So compared to regular walking, you're using about 75 to 90% of your overall muscles in your body. Whereas compared to just regular walking, you're just using your calves and some smaller muscles that are in your legs. Whereas with these, you're using a lot of different things. So it's going to help with core strengthening, core stability, helps increase balance, help increase gait or your stride length. It helps increase your chest muscles, your back as well. It helps increase that posture. So keep from that stooped posture. So there's a lot of different benefits to them. That's something else that we do offer. I've set up appointments with people to do just quick little 1-hour sessions where we'll work one-on-one and just to kind of increase the interest in the poles, teaching people how to use them. Because if you're not familiar with, because it does require some arm swing. So if you're not familiar with that or not used to normally doing that, it does take a little bit of practice. There was one time recently that I did a class and there was a woman afterwards who uses a walker. And these are good for like an assisted walking device alternative to using walkers or canes. And she had said that when she used the poles, she noticed that her stride was much longer because with the walker, she has the walker that has a little seat on the front.
Right.
And she can't take big steps because her leg's going to bump into that.
Right.
So she's forced to take these little steps, which eventually can lead to shuffling, which can lead to trips and falls. And we all know how bad those are.
Yeah.
So by using these poles, it's going to help you stay more upright. Like I said, increase that balance, that posture, more muscle activation, and increasing that stride length.
So you sell them, you are an authorized seller of these.
Yep.
How much is a set?
So we sell a set for $115. You'll get a set of, I'm sorry, that's wrong, $110.
It's 110. I just made your signage.
Yep,
I was
I'm
like,
sorry.
did it increase? And you didn't tell me.
No, I'm sorry, $110. You'll get the poles, you get 2 sets of tips and a carrying bag, all for $110.
And you fit them.
And we fit them
So
for you.
it's not just like ordering them online.
And we
which
give you instructions
you
too.
could do, but you actually fit them and help people get started
Right.
with them. So it's a lot more than
Yeah.
just getting the poles.
Right. So
Yeah.
you can't, like you said, you can get them online. They're more expensive online. You get less with them. You're not
Right.
fitted for
So you're
them.
saving money here
Yeah.
and you're actually getting the instruction.
Right.
It's been fun when I'm walking through on weekends sometimes to see people walking up and down through Lidwell using the urban poles.
There's a lot of people that are walking back.
And I would expect when the weather really starts to turn, we'll see groups getting together. Has there been talk of that yet?
There's been some interest in there. We're with that. And yes, I want to get out and use them, get a group together to walk with them. We've got a nice campus here.
Yes, it's beautiful.
We have the
trails.
The trails, yes. So we have different equipment that's out here on campus that people can use, exercise equipment. So trying to spark some more interest in using that as well.
What is that? What are those called? So there's stations outside along the walking trail. And where it's like it's equipment that
So
it's more resistance. natural body resistance, or and there's instructions on them telling you what to do?
Yeah, so each station has something different that you can do at it. Some will have like a bench where you can do sit to stands. They'll have a little bar where you can do like push-ups on, or some different exercises. There's one that has like 4 or 5 steps on there, so you can practice walking up and down steps. But yeah, each one has something different. There's even one with like a shoulder press on there as well. So there's different ones. It's called the Life Trail. We've got 5 stations here on campus for everybody to use. And with those, you can, like I said, you can do different exercises. There's instructions, or there's pictures on there of what you can do, but there's a lot more that you can do with that equipment than what is just shown. So I have gone through in the past, in the early spring and midsummer, late fall, and showing people how to use those, how to use that properly. And I've given a map out too of different lengths. So there's one, like if you walk all the way around, it's like about a half a mile. And then there's shorter ones, it's like a quarter mile or a third of a mile. So yeah, they can do different exercises and get plenty of walking in and get some vitamin D while they're outside too.
I love it. It's
Yeah.
really exciting when you think about all that we have here. Yeah, it makes me like, is it my turn to retire yet?
I'm trying to move in, see if somebody wants a roommate.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Next week, we'll have Stacy Davis, our culinary director, and she is a huge health, what's the word I'm looking for? Aficionado. I said it earlier and I had it all butchered.
Right?
Yeah, I had it all butchered up.
That's right.
So it's something that she's pretty passionate about. So she's going to be joining us and talking about the nutrition side, which of course then falls under health and physical. And then of course there's the social, because dining, eating, taking a meal with someone is just a huge part of, I think, social stability, as well as just health and wellness. I mean, if something changes, the food changes when you take it with somebody else. So anyways, I'm excited to have her on. She hasn't been on our show before, so many of you don't know her. She joined us last summer, and she has really changed up the dining program, the culinary, the restaurants here at Westminster Village, between her and the new chefs.
I'll tell you what, lunches are pretty good.
It's been pretty exciting around here. If you're a foodie like me, it's been a good time. So we look forward to seeing you then. And the prize, the participatory prize for this series is a $50 gift card to Healthies. So if you haven't been there, it's interesting. It is smoothies.
Yeah.
Smoothies and protein shakes and teas, like energy teas that are all healthy for you. So if you haven't been there to try it, somebody will win it. Maybe you can take your friends. All right, we'll see everybody next week. Thank you again for joining us. Bye-bye. Have a great week.